There's a lot going on.
All this drama around Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Do we think Bravo is fanning the flames and that, again, that they all know exactly? I don't mean to be so cynical, but I feel like the timing of all of this is suddenly where all of it had gotten kind of quiet and we were talking about other franchises, suddenly everybody's right up on Beverly Hills again. When does the new season air?
I mean, cynical, you're preaching to the choir because I think everything is calculated, manipulated. I think it all goes back to the corporation. That's just how my mind thinks.
But mine too, and we think that way for a reason.
Yeah, because we're right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
duh.
Right? I mean, Housewives is an entity that makes money for Bravo, period. And that is what they care about. Well, that's the thing. They were supposed to start filming in April, which it is now past April, like May 1st, Wednesday.
But to have it pushed back a couple weeks is nothing.
No. I think it's a little bit of fanning the flame. And Dorit, still go back to that, her storyline. Look, if anyone else is going to leave, it's going to be Dorit. It's not Erica, it's not Sutton, it's not Kyle, and it's not Garcelle. So this isn't so bad for her that there is this, is she or isn't she, and what is the state of your marriage? I mean, she can act upset. I don't think she's that upset.
I don't think so either.
I think it's a good thing, Dorit. It might save your job.
Well, I don't even know that her job needed to be saved, but it certainly pushes your storyline to the front.
Yeah. I mean, especially if everything is fine as you say, why not have speculation about your marriage? You could be the new Kyle next season. That didn't turn out so bad.
No, not at all. And also maybe people just also sometimes need a little bit of time apart.
Yes.
You know?
Yes and yes.
Look, it says the man who lives alone and wants no one in his space.
Correct.
Okay, this is sad. Monica Garcia, who we both interviewed, if you do the math, she very well could have been pregnant when we interviewed her.
Yeah.
Or right after. She announces the pregnancy, and then...
Now she's announced that there was no heartbeat when she went to the doctor, and there was a miscarriage, and she posted this and has a ton of outpouring of love and sympathy on her actual Instagram. There are a lot of blogs and other places which are now saying things, a lot of people are saying it's horrible, but then a lot of people are weighing in and saying like, BS, you were pregnant for, 2 weeks. How do we know this is true? They're tying it into reality Vantis. You're the master manipulator. So there is that narrative now out there on a lot of the blogs.
Which, and to get serious for a moment, that's pretty horrible. To have, whether it's true or not, to have people's reaction to be like, A, I don't believe you, or B, ha ha ha, you deserve this.
Right. Both of those narratives are out there from a lot of the trolls, as we say.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't always get my head around why people insist on doing that. But what's hard is it's almost live by the sword, die by the sword, because she was doing that as reality Vantis. And I'm not saying it is okay in any way to do that. So... Kind of shitty.
It's just shitty. I mean, is this what we have come to in this society? I think so. I think this is social media, right?
It's.
But when I saw that, I mean, there was a lot of comments out there like that, of either way, of right, you're a horrible person. We're so happy you're fired. You deserve this, or are you telling the truth? We don't believe a thing that comes out of your mouth. That's kind of crazy, right?
It's kind of shitty. It's kind of awful.
Yeah.
And no one really has a lot of true empathy for any of these women. So to kind of pile on that, whether it's true or not, just is yucky.
Right. And you don't know Monica Garcia from a series of events over the course of one season on a reality show.
Yeah, but she leaned into the villain role.
She did. I'm still upset that she's not back on Salt Lake. I mean, not to lighten it up, but I'm just like, where is she? Well, I want her back.
I was fascinated, at least when I interviewed her, and I think she said similar things to you. She owns it.
She owns it.
She knows that, I asked her straight up, do you regret anything you've done? And she said no.
No, she doesn't. I find her lovely.
she is lovely. And one of the reasons I think she's so lovely is because she is so honest about what she did, her motivations behind doing it, and having zero regrets for doing it. And even if you don't particularly care for someone or even really like them, you gotta respect that they're not making any excuses.
Well, yeah, a lot of the fans complain all the time that it isn't real anymore. It's not real. I don't know if it ever was real, you know, and you do have, you know, like we talked about Beverly Hills, there's so many housewives that craft their story, that know what they're doing. Right, like Monica doesn't know what she's doing, and I mean that in like the best way possible.
Yeah.
It was all authentic. And when we saw on the show, she would say like, I'm not wealthy like the rest of you. Like, what's the point? So, I mean, that's why I liked her. I felt it was like, God, this is what... So I don't know what people want. They say they want someone to be real. Now we have someone real, and they find that they don't like her just because of this one thing. I don't know. I like her.
Sending her our best, because it's a terrible thing to go through. I went through a similar thing where they didn't have a heartbeat, and this was before I got pregnant with Cooper. And it's not fun. It's a lousy thing to go through.
I can imagine.
You know, it's awful. And if it is true, my heart breaks for her. And if it's not true, I actually feel badly for her, because she's getting a real slap in the face as to how people really wish her ill.
Yeah. People are cruel. People are cruel. Do not read the comments, people. That is my advice.
And never Google yourself.
No, never Google yourself. And don't read the comments.
No, never.
These are two things.
Because we're going to pivot to my favorite show, Below Deck.
Oh, gosh.
So
this is your favorite.
It is. Everyone's talking about the Jill Zarin episode.
They're still talking about it. It was weeks ago. Everyone cannot stop talking about this.
So the recap is Jill Zarin, who is an ex-housewife, went on the boat as a guest of the primary.
Yes.
And caused endless drama. My favorite, I think, was she only likes ice cubes of a certain shape.
Yes.
And she was demanding that she only wanted ice from this one particular ice maker because she liked the shape of it better.
Yes.
Now, and it was, people were outraged of her demands.
They came from Ms. Zarin.
Yes, so now you know her.
I know her. I feel, look, I haven't I could text her right now, but I feel that Jill, first of all, Jill's wonderful in the real world. Let me just tell you. I just feel that Jill knows how to make good TV. And, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think this is such like a heightened version of herself. She's aware of like how people perceive her. And I think it was all in the interest of great TV. And we are still talking about her. Because Jill really is, yes, does she love Diet Coke? Yes. Does she pack Diet Coke in her suitcase when she goes to overseas to somewhere that doesn't have?
Yeah, you hope they don't explode.
Right, you hope they don't explode, but she does these things. She loves her Diet Coke. I personally prefer Diet Pepsi, but that's all. Oh
God, leave now.
You like Diet? I like Diet Pepsi with a lime.
But now that's not just straight Diet Pepsi.
No, but I just like it better. I don't know why, but I'm fine with Diet Coke as well.
Yeah, I've always been a Diet Coke person.
Really?
Yeah. I'll do Diet Pepsi.